Imagine a world where your thoughts aren't just confined to your head. A world where a simple idea could move objects, communicate instantly, or even restore lost senses. This isn't science fiction anymore. This is the dawn of brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs. For centuries, our interaction with technology has been mediated by physical interfaces, keyboards, mice, touchscreens. But what if the ultimate interface was you? What if your very thoughts could directly command a world around you? That's the mind-blowing promise of brain-computer interfaces, a direct communication pathway between your brain and an external device. Consider the sheer inefficiency of traditional input methods. A typical typist averages around 40 words per minute. With a BCI, theoretically, the speed could be limited only by the rate of thought itself, potentially hundreds of words per minute for direct brain-to-text communication. We're not there yet, but the trajectory is astonishing. The concept of BCI isn't new. Early research dates back to the 1970s. However, the real acceleration in development is much more recent. From 2010 to 2020, the number of research papers published on BCIs saw an exponential increase, with some estimates suggesting a compound annual growth rate of over 15% in scientific output. Funding for BCI startups also skyrocketed, reaching into the hundreds of millions of dollars annually by 2023. This isn't just academic curiosity anymore. It's a burgeoning industry. The wow factor is undeniable. Think about individuals with severe paralysis, unable to speak or move, suddenly able to control a robotic arm with their thoughts, or compose a message on a screen. This isn't just about convenience. It's about restoring agency and dignity. But let's be honest, the term thought control itself sparks both fascination and a degree of apprehension. Is this truly about our control over technology, or does it open the door to something more unsettling? This is the core question we'll explore. Are we on the cusp of truly controlling anything with our minds? And if so, what are the implications when our thoughts are no longer just our own? Stay with us as we unravel the future of brain-computer interfaces. The science behind BCI. But how do we even begin to translate electrical impulses into actionable commands? This is where the true ingenuity of brain-computer interfaces lies. At its core, BCI relies on decoding the brain's electrical language. Every thought, every movement and tension generates unique patterns in neural activity. Scientists are learning to interpret these patterns using a variety of sophisticated techniques. The most common non-invasive method is EEG, or electroencephalography. Imagine tiny microphones placed on your scalp, listening to the symphony of your brain. These electrodes pick up the minuscule electrical signals generated by millions of neurons firing in unison. While non-invasive, EEG signals can be noisy and have lower spatial resolution. For instance, in 2010, EEG-based motor imagery BCIs typically achieve classification accuracies in the range of 70 to 85% for distinguishing between a few distinct movements. By 2021, with advancements in signal processing and machine learning, studies reported accuracies reaching over 90% in specific tasks, like distinguishing between left and right-hand motor imagery. For even greater precision, some BCIs go deeper, directly tapping into neural networks. This brings us to ECOG, or electrocorticography, and fully intracranial implants. ECOG involves placing electrode grids directly on the surface of the brain, under the skull. This proximity yields significantly clearer signals, with higher spatial and temporal resolution compared to EEG. For example, a 2014 study showed ECOG decoding of up to 7 hand movement intentions in stroke patients with an average accuracy of 61%, improving to 88% for 3 different intentions. The most invasive approach involves microelectrode arrays implanted directly into the brain tissue, providing access to individual neuron firing. These deep dive methods offer the highest fidelity, crucial for complex tasks like controlling advanced robotic prosthetics. Regardless of the method, the raw brain signals are just data. The real magic happens with sophisticated machine learning algorithms and artificial intelligence. These algorithms analyze the intricate patterns, filtering out noise and learning to associate specific neural signatures with intended actions. Early algorithms in the 1990s used simpler statistical models, but the integration of deep learning since the mid-2010s has revolutionized decoding accuracy and speed. This continuous refinement in signal acquisition and algorithmic interpretation is what allows BCIs to translate your neural symphony into actionable commands. Beyond paralysis. While the idea of thought control might sound like a distant dream, brain-computer interfaces are already making a profound impact on people's lives right now. From restoring mobility to enabling new forms of communication, the early applications of BCI are nothing short of miraculous, primarily focused on helping those with severe disabilities. Perhaps the most visually stunning application is prosthetic control. Imagine individuals, once limited by paralysis or amputation, now moving robotic limbs with the power of their minds. In a groundbreaking 2013 study, a participant with tetraplegia controlled a robotic arm using an implanted BCI, achieving unprecedented dexterity. More recently, by 2017, researchers demonstrated the feasibility of controlling a lower limb prosthesis using non-invasive EEG, with one subject successfully unlocking a prosthetic knee 50 to 100% of the time, simply by thinking about it. These advancements aren't just about movement. They're about restoring independence and dignity. For those with conditions like locked-in syndrome, where individuals are fully conscious but unable to move or speak, BCIs offer a vital lifeline for communication. In 2017, a landmark study showed a completely locked-in patient could communicate via an implanted BCI, spelling out words with remarkable accuracy. Further research by late 2024 has demonstrated stable, long-term BCI-enabled communication over months, with spelling rates of up to 6.88 correct characters per minute, without the need for constant recalibration by technicians. This means individuals are regaining their voice, connecting with loved ones, and participating in the world once more. Beyond direct control, BCIs are also bridging the gap to neuroprosthetics like cochlear and retinal implants, which restore senses by directly stimulating the nervous system. While distinct, their success underscores the potential of interfacing with the brain to restore function. And the frontiers continue to expand. Pain management and mental health are emerging fields for BCI research. Studies in 2024 and 2025 are exploring how BCIs, particularly EEG-based neurofeedback, can objectively assess pain and even modulate brain activity to alleviate chronic pain, with some systems achieving over 90% accuracy in pain detection. For mental health, BCIs show promise in predicting antidepressant response with up to 89% accuracy and enabling neurofeedback for conditions like anxiety and PTSD. These are not just scientific breakthroughs. They are fundamental shifts in how we approach healthcare, offering new hope where traditional methods fall short. The ethical maze. But as we venture deeper, critical questions emerge. If we can control things with our thoughts, where do we draw the line? Is this truly thought control? The term itself is loaded, conjuring dystopian futures. While current BCIs are about our control over external devices, the potential for manipulation, privacy breaches, and changes to our very identity demand careful consideration. For instance, concerns about data security jumped 50% between 2022 and 2024 among neuroethicists. Could our brain data be hacked? What if BCIs influence our thoughts, blurring autonomy? A 2023 survey found 72% of respondents worried about a have and have not societal divide with advanced augmentation. Remember, current BCIs are primarily for output, controlling devices, not direct input to control your mind.